Me, 36 male, found out my wife, 34 female, has been cheating on me, and I don't know what to do. Let me start with some backstory. We've been together for almost 17 years, have 3 kids, an old house we've been slowly restoring over the last 2 years, and our budget is not the greatest. No savings, and lots of debt. She's the only woman I've ever been with, and before me, she had only a couple of one-night stands. So we were both experienced when we met. She's been the light of my life, and we've gone through some difficult times together, and always have been there for another. I thought we were one of the few who managed to stay on course no matter what. Apparently, I was wrong. With all that was going on, trying to fix the house, both working full-time, trying to make ends meet, and to make sure the kids are doing fine, we kind of lost ourselves. The bad financial situation and health-related issues didn't help either. My wife had been trying to lose weight for a long time, but nothing seemed to work for her, and her self-esteem was down to the floor. We were both depressed, but instead of talking and consoling one another, we suffered in silence. I buried my nose in computer games to hide from other problems while she had her nose in her phone all the time. This spring and summer, things started going worse. She was spending more time with her friends and going partying while I stayed home with the kids. I thought that if I let her blow off some steam, that she would come home in a better mood, but that didn't work at all. I tried to ignore the bad feeling that was starting to sink in my stomach. I had heard a rumor that she had been seen kissing some dude at a dance in a nearby town. I confronted her about it, but she denied and said that the guy had tried to kiss her, but she pushed away. I was not fully convinced, but didn't want to push it too much as I was trying to let her see that I trusted her. Yet, as the summer passed, I noticed she was getting way more protective and secretive about her phone. After seeing by chance what her Facebook password was one night in August 22nd, I decided to take a look to see if I could find anything about the dance earlier that summer. What I found was way worse. I saw that indeed she had been kissing some dude drunk as hell until her friend pulled her out of it. But that's nothing compared to what I saw next. I accessed her Messenger and Skype. I found out that she had been chatting online with 2 foreign guys, A and B, for months. It had started on Instagram. Some random dude, A, sent her some flattering messages, and she started to talk to him on Skype after that in early June. After only speaking to him for less than 2 weeks, she started sharing with him nude photos after only resisting a bit. The incident with the guy she kissed happened later that month. She was chatting with this guy, A, up until the midst of August. When he showed his real intention, he was a scammer with a stolen account and was just sending her pictures from the stolen profile. Yet she had been fooled enough to share with him pictures of her most intimate parts. She seemed like she was falling in love with him. By then, she was already starting to talk to guy B, which also started on Instagram. It didn't take long for that to evolve to nude pictures and sexual talk. In both cases, they were fantasizing about them coming to our country and meet with my wife at a hotel. She never spoke ill of me or anything like that, just talked about me like I was just there. If they asked, she said that I treated her well, but then she went on to tell them how she liked to talk to them and they made her feel good. The worst has yet to come. In one of the chats with a female friend of hers, I found some more disturbing things. They went together to a 2-day festival in another nearby town in early July, stayed at a rented room, which I of course had agreed to and thought it would be okay, and I knew that my wife's friend who was troubled with panic attacks had needed to stay overnight at the local hospital. But what I didn't know and saw in that chat between them was that she mentioned a 41-year-old guy from our town, Guy C, a married man with kids who was unhappy in his relationship, and she had met him that night. He had come over to chat and had tried to go all the way, but my wife told her friend that she had stopped him. She didn't mention a name, but I found out a likely suspect as our town is small, and I also found an online phone record that she had sent a message to a number belonging to a guy that fit that description. I feared the worst. I didn't let my wife know that I found it yet, as I was afraid what would happen while the kids were around. So I put up a mask and I waited until Saturday, 24th of August, to confront my wife. I had called my mother and got her to take care of my kids. My wife is taking some classes to get some form of degree for her work, and when she came home from class, I asked her calmly to sit with me, and I told her about what I knew. There was no violence, yelling, or bad mouthing, just two sad people, and one of them angry and hurt, and we talked the whole night. She promised that nothing had happened between her and C, and what she had done online was only to try to boost her self-esteem a bit, as she thought I had stopped loving her. She didn't exactly try to blame me for it, nor did she yell at me for snooping around. She said she thought I didn't like her anymore because she wasn't losing weight, and when those guys started raining compliments on her, she said she got addicted. She said she didn't mean to hurt me. She was selfish and tried to please them as she could so they could keep complimenting her, therefore sending them nude pictures. She told me that she saw it now, that she had been cheating on me, but she hadn't realized it while she was doing it, even though she knew she was doing something wrong. I wanted to believe her. I truly did, but I had concerns. We decided to try to fix our marriage and seek counseling. As the weeks passed, things seemed to be getting better. She's been way more affectionate to me and caring. Our sex life has been great, and we've been spending a lot more time together than before. I still had a growling feeling in my stomach that she was hiding some critical information from me, and after our second meeting with the marriage counselor last week, she finally admitted the truth. She admitted what I had suspected and feared but deeply hoped hadn't happened. She had indeed slept with C that night in July, and even though she said she had felt bad afterwards and shameful, she still kept talking to him via social media. She admitted to have met with him twice after that, but nothing more than a bit of kissing. She even tried to contact him again a few days after I had confronted her in August. My first response after that was simply freezing. I didn't yell or curse or anything. I didn't harm her in any way. I partly felt relieved that she had finally admitted what I suspected, but at the same time, I felt humiliated and hurt beyond anything I've ever felt before. I didn't want to rush into anything, so I haven't thrown the ring in her face yet, nor have I confronted the other guy, as I don't want to be the person to rat on him to his wife or make myself get arrested for assault. Besides, it wasn't him that broke my marriage contract, it was my wife. I don't know what to believe anymore. The woman I thought I knew would never do something like this. She's been trying to convince me that she was an idiot and selfish and whatnot, and that she feels really bad about hurting me like that. She says she's ready to do anything to fix the situation and to get me to trust her again and feel like she's worthy again. Honestly, I don't know if I'll ever trust her again or see her in the same eyes. I do love her, of course, and I like to be around her and see her smile, but at the same time, it stings my heart. I want this to work because of our kids and our shitty financial situation, as we can't afford to go through divorce. But I fear that I will lose myself and never gain any self-respect if I go through with this. How the hell can I forgive her for cheating on me with not only one guy, but 3? Well, 4 if you count that one time she kissed the random guy. She was both emotionally as well as physically cheating with all of them for some period of time. Not just one drunk night mistake, but some kind of emotional and sexual relationship with 3 guys for over 2 months. Doesn't matter if 2 of those relationships were online. She still planned to meet with them, knowing fully what would happen if they did. Has anyone ever gone through anything like this and has some good advice? I know it's easy to say, just divorce her, man, and move on. But it's not that simple. I still have feelings for her, and I don't know what will happen with our kids and our families. I also fear that if I divorce her, which will also mean that her family and friends will know the truth, that she will harm herself or at least be in a mental state where she will feel like a bad influence on our kids. We also have an unfinished house and no savings and need to at least finish fixing it up in order to get any cash out of selling it.